No, I'm not. People don't want to hear from me today.
Oh man, come on, hurry up. There, okay, there we go.
Come on in.
Hello. Just picking up for Stevens?
Just picking up for Stevens? Down.
Watchdog.
I'm going to figure out who's here. Rob. Right there you go, Rob. Oh, jeez, I almost fell over that one.
Oh, okay. Now, can I have a look at your other blue? I wasn't sure if light blue or dark.
Yeah. There's the regular blue.
Oh, okay. Could I swap that?
Yeah, I'll just sit you in back here with Derek.
Okay.
Oh, Derek? Yep. The gentleman, Rob, would like to swap his blues.
I'm not sure which blue I wanted now, or the
Okay.
light.
To which?
Just to the darker blue?
Just the standard blue.
Or is
Just
that?
sold the last dark blue.
Oh,
No.
okay. Well,
Standard blue.
Going to the standard blue?
standard. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I got a show to run right now. Okay, I know I wasn't there. All right, 8:50. Okay, I'm here. Sorry, I just was helping a customer. Okay, you gotta plug in the headphones over there. They're not plugged in.
I can hear you.
In the headphones?
Yeah, in the headphones. Yeah.
Geez, I can hear me in the headphones too. Holy Christmas.
Speak again.
Hello?
Oh, jeez, that's way off.
Is it really?
Yeah.
How far off is it?
Say one.
One.
About 1.5 seconds.
Really? That much, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I gotta turn this one off too.
Holy shit! I just heard how far off is it from these.
Hang on.
It's like 10, 15 seconds behind.
Really? That much, eh?
Actually, you know what? It's not that far off here. Oh, it's streaming perfectly here. I'm getting a perfect stream here.
You are 20 seconds off on my phone.
Actually, you know what? It's not that far off here.
These are the things that we go through every show, you know, trying to make sure that everything's there. Hello, Sergio.
People that are watching are getting that perfect stream.
Kathleen, hello. Everybody watching is getting a perfect stream?
Yeah, we're just not getting it here.
Okay. That's fine. As long as they're getting it, that's the main thing. Wow, those headphones are loud.
No, that's my phone.
Oh,
Sorry, I was just trying to see if the people that are watching were getting the same, which is probably the most important point.
I'm trying to see comments again today. So we have 5 people watching. Hello to everybody watching today. This is our live stream on Monday. Today, you guys want to stick around after we run the intro because we're talking about how to get it to stick. Throw it at the wall and see if it sticks. No, we're going to show you what all the different things are to get your prints to stick to your bed. So we're going to talk about adhesion today. And if you don't know yet, subscribe. Kathleen's on here. We have 5 people watching, but I only have 2 people in the chat.
Well, I'm watching and you're watching.
Yeah, I'm watching. Well, I have to be watching.
2 of us. So
Yeah.
It's only 3 people that are active.
Okay. So yeah, we're going to talk about bed adhesion today, and I'm going to answer any questions that you guys might have about 3D printing. And we got all kinds of things laid out on the table today. And we got, what else we got going on? We got some thumbs ups happening. Great. That's awesome. I love when some thumbs up happen. And yeah. See, I'm going to show you what's on the table. See all this stuff? Yes, I even have hairspray here too. I'm going to talk about that. Wow, did I ever get big all of a sudden? It kicked me out.
It kicked you out.
Yeah.
I can see you here. This is what people are seeing at home, so. Looks like you have 5 minutes, 5 seconds left to go. And I'm seeing you in real time.
There we go.
No, the live feed is about 20 seconds behind your actual actions.
That's okay.
It'll take people a while to answer or whatever. It's okay. That's alright.
We've got a lot of really cool things coming up too. We've got talking all about filament on Wednesday. And then on Friday is our Christmas buying guide, or Xmas buying guide, or Hanukkah buying guide, or Feliz Navidad buying guide. What other type of buying guide? Gifts just for somebody you like or for yourself. Daniel Wright, good afternoon, sir. The audio is perfect this week. Thank you. Daniel, thank you. I like it when people say that. And we got some great things coming. I'm going to be going to Trotec. If I didn't tell you guys this earlier, I'm going to be going to Trotec on December 5th. And we're going to be filming there. We're going to talk all about laser cutters and laser engravers, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm so stoked for that. I'm just absolutely so stoked for that. And we've got about 3 minutes. So if you guys want to ask me questions, now is a great time to do it before we get started. Give me that thumbs up, or let me know that what you like about the show, what you don't like about the show. If you don't like anything about the show, then I think you're probably in the wrong place. But if you like something about the show, let me know. If there's something you want me to cover on the show, let me know. So I talked to a couple of university guys today from the University of Calgary, and we are going to be going over to the University of Calgary at some time to see their 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter build volume on their custom-made 3D printer, and it's made out of 2x4s. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to check that out. We're down to about 2 minutes. On December 8th, I'm going to totally open up the floor for you guys to be able to ask me whatever you want to ask me. You can ask me about 3D printing. You can ask me about the stuff that I have here in my office. We can talk about cameras. We can talk about gear. We can talk about lighting. We can talk about audio. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about on December 8th. That's going to be my live Q&A. And I'm not, other than not having a topic for that, that's the way it's going to be. But today's topic is specific. And yes, I have my hairspray here with me today. See that? I got my hairspray. And I made a new sign today. Isn't that cool? This is a hint, by the way. If you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, we are at 86 subscribers on YouTube right now. So if you're not subscribed to me on YouTube, to this show, this is your hint to go and do it. And I've 3D printed this, by the way. Same with this side, the big F behind me. And that stands for Facebook, not for other words. Look at that. We're doing good. Sergio's got a brand new model coming out, by the way, on malix3design.com. Go and check it out. Got a brand new model coming out. And today, he's having a Cyber Monday deals. So we're going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about some Cyber Monday deals. Hey, welcome to the show. My name's Richard, if we haven't met before. I do this live stream every Monday and Friday, and on Wednesdays we have a recorded show. This is Coffee with Rich for the First Layer. This is our First Layer live stream, which I enjoy doing, and I enjoy bringing it to you guys twice a week or 3 times a week. I guess we bring you a show 3 times a week. Today we're talking specifically about adhesion, and that means how to get the different products that are available to get your print to stick to your bed so that you can end up with a successful print. So that's what we're doing today. And a quick thing, if you have not subscribed to us on YouTube yet, make sure you go and do that, because we're at 86 subscribers now. We're trying to hit that 100 mark. I'd love to hit that 100 mark before the end of November. So we've only got a few days left to go. If we can hit that 100 mark, I'm going to be giving away a Malik 3 Design printed model of Catwoman to one lucky viewer or subscriber over on our YouTube channel. And everybody that's here should be over there. So let's get into it. We got a big topic to talk about today, and that's bed adhesion. And there's all different kinds of bed adhesion out there. And from hairspray to tape to special build surfaces, and we're going to talk all about that. And the first thing I want to talk about is the one that is most commonly used, and that is tape, or painter's tape. This is not painter's tape. This is just regular old masking tape. And you can put this on your bed and it will work just fine. The reason that a lot of people don't use masking tape and they want to go to a painter's tape, because painter's tape has a lower tack adhesive on the back. So although it will stick down to your bed, it won't leave behind residue. This stuff will leave behind residue as it heats up. Just one of our customers and a frequent watcher of the show. Getting back on track. Yeah, if you want to, don't use masking tape. Use painter's tape if you're interested in using painter's tape. But I'm going to talk about the benefits of some of these and the drawbacks of some of these. Benefit to this is it's easily accessible. You can find it anywhere. Walmart, any home hardware, or yeah, I'm in Canada, by the way. Rona, which is Canada. Lowe's, which is the U.S., and Home Depot, which is the U.S. You can find painter's tape there. Don't buy the regular masking tape. I think that the regular masking tape is far too sticky, and it will leave behind residue, and then you're going to be trying to get that residue off. Because as this heats up, the residue seems to stick more to the heated surface than it does to the actual tape. So get yourself blue painter's tape, not the frog tape, blue painter's tape. It's made by 3M. There's lots of different companies out there that make it. I like the 3M stuff because it's nice. And the reason that they use this is because it has a texture to it. Tape, if you look at it, it has let me see if I can get a close-up of this over here. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but there is a texture to tape that it's not perfectly smooth. It's not like cellophane tape or Scotch tape, which is very smooth. This stuff has a texture to it. So does painter's tape. And what it does is it has little dips and valleys in it, and it helps your first layer stick to the bed. So moving right along, keeping in that vein of things that have a texture to them, I've got some Build Tack. And this is branded Build Tack. And then we also have the Lock Build. Now these surfaces are very, very similar in their properties. The lock build is a little bit thicker than the build tack, but they're both very, very popular among 3D printer enthusiasts. The reason that they are is because you can pull the backing off, and you can see both of these have a sticky backing. You pull that paper off the back, and you can stick them right down to your aluminum bed, or you can stick them down to a piece of glass, which I prefer to do if I'm going to use this stuff, and it helps with adhesion. Now, a couple of the drawbacks to these is you don't want to have too much or your nozzle too close to the bed. I usually call that squish, but you don't want to have your nozzle too close to the bed, because what will happen is two things. One, you could damage the surface by marring it, by putting in deeper lines or scoring lines into the surface of this stuff. Two, you can melt it. And three, you can lock your print to it. If you lock your print to it, then you're going to have a heck of a time getting it off. And at the cost of this stuff, you want to make sure that you've got your settings dialed in perfectly for using this with PLA, and because PLA tends to stick to this stuff really, really well. ABS sticks to it as well, and so does PETG. Most materials will stick to this, but again, watch your settings on your nozzle. Make sure that your nozzle is not too close to the surface of this stuff, whether you're using lock build or build tack. I believe both of these you can get as a flexible surface. So what that means is there's a system available where you have a magnetic plate that sits on your aluminum plate, and it doesn't slide around because it is magnetic. And what happens is when you are ready to take the print off, you can take it and you can, it's called a flex plate system, and you just basically flex the build tack that's there, and your print should pop right off. Now, that going back to what I said about having your nozzle too close, if you have too much squish on this type of surface, what's going to happen is it's going to lock it to this surface, and it's going to be a real pain in the butt getting it off. Okay? Now, this stuff doesn't last forever. It will last for a fairly long time. And you can get extra life out of these. And how you do that is you basically, when you feel that, you know, things aren't sticking as well as they should, what you want to do is take a really, really, really fine sandpaper and just scuff it up a little bit, and then take a little bit of alcohol, or yeah, alcohol is probably the best product to use, and then just clean it off. Clean off all that excess dust. And you don't want to be sanding this stuff like crazy. All you want to do is just give it a quick little scuff across it, and then you should be fine. And that goes for the build lock too, or the lock build as well. So either one of those are great, and they're good to use. Now, the next one I want to talk about is PEI. And not PEI like in Canada's PEI, but this is a material that you can put down on your print bed. It's a plastic style material. Polyethylene, yeah, I can't remember. But PEI is a very popular build surface. If you have a Prusa Mark II, Mark III, 2.5, 1.5, their newest beds come with PEI right on top of them. You don't have to do anything really with PEI once you put it on your bed, but like any other surface, you know, like these ones we previously talked about, this stuff will wear as well. And again, you can take a little bit of sandpaper, very fine grade sandpaper, and just scuff it up, and then take a little bit of alcohol or some what is that stuff called? The smelly stuff. Somebody's going to tell me. I know what it's called. I just can't remember. My brain is malfunctioning. Acetone. That's the stuff I was trying to think about. Acetone. So the acetone will allow you to get a little bit of a tacky surface back again. Again, PEI is not completely smooth. It does have little peaks and valleys to it, much like the other materials. And this heats really, really well. So it's a product that you can get at any 3D printing store. Spool 3D, of course, has it, and we're going to talk about them in just a few minutes. Next, I want to talk about glass, and that's a glass bed. And you see, glass is my go-to. And I'll tell you why glass is my go-to. Because it's very simple to keep clean. If I break a piece of glass, this is gonna last longer than this stuff. I will guarantee that, as long as you're, careful with your glass, it's gonna last longer than any other build material that you can put on there. That being said, however, am I missing any comments? No, I'm not.
I'm not.
Okay, I'm just seeing if I'm missing any comments. Getting back to glass, I like to use glass because glass is smooth, and when you put your print on it, what seems to happen is that when you pull your print off, you get a really nice kind of shiny glossy surface, almost like the back of that. You can see when the light hits it, it's kind of shiny. I'm trying to get some light to hit it.
Go like this.
There we go. So you can see that it's quite shiny. And that was printed on glass. And that is, our new ghetto subscribe sign. So printing on glass, now you can't, well, you shouldn't. I won't say you can't print directly to glass. You shouldn't. You should have some sort of barrier between your print and the glass. And that brings me to my next topic, or the next thing that we're going to get into. And that is all of this stuff right here. I'm going to pull it all back a little bit. And I'm going to switch cameras. So you guys can see here that I've got some Elmer's glue stick. I've got a jar of something that looks really gross and disgusting. I have some Kapton tape, and I also have some Finesse hairspray. And it's not because I need to style my hair every day. Let's start with the hairspray. A lot of people use hairspray to get their prints to stick to the bed. It's basically a release agent at the end of the day, or a barrier agent at the end of the day. The problem that I find with hairspray is that it tends to get everywhere, and then over time, things just get sticky. So I don't use the hairspray myself, but a lot of people do, and I'm not going to knock hairspray because it works for some, it doesn't work for others. It doesn't work for me, so I don't use it. Aquanet, I think, is the big one that a lot of people like to use, is Aquanet. So hairspray is fine if you want to use that. I tend to go and use just good old-fashioned Elmer's glue stick. And the reason I use Elmer's glue stick is because A, it's cheap, B, it's acid-free, C, it's easy to clean up with water. And one application of this on your glass, and you can print, I don't know how many things you can print with it, but you can print on that print surface for quite a long time. And then when you notice that pieces aren't sticking, you just reapply it. What you want to watch with glue stick, and use glue stick in conjunction with glass. Okay, don't put it on any of the other surfaces that I showed you. Glue stick works best with glass. Okay, so all you simply do is you just smear it on there. You don't have to do a heavy smear. All you have to do is just give it a light coating from corner to corner, cover the entire bed, and let it dry before you start your print. What I will typically do is I'll smear it on my heated bed, and then I'll bring my heated bed to temperature before I start my print. That way it gives the glue stick a chance to dry. It is still tacky, It's not sticky, it's just tacky. And your print will stick to it rather nicely. And this has been my go-to for I don't know how long. Now, the one I'm going to recommend to you is the glue stick with the purple in it. It's the purple glue stick. This is the white one because that's all I could find at the moment. But try and find yourself the purple glue stick. You can get them, I think you can get them just about anywhere. At any good supply store, Walmart, you can buy them at as well. But if you get the glue stick and put that on your glass, I will guarantee you'll have a lot of success. I have a lot of success. But again, it all comes back to making sure that you have that proper bed level, that bed properly leveled. You've got your offset on your nozzle set properly, and that you're not grinding into the glass with your print head. It's something you don't want to do. Okay, the other two that I'm going to talk about, this is Kapton tape. And what a lot of people will do is if they don't have glass, they may run out and buy themselves some Kapton tape and put Kapton tape right across the aluminum bed. I've done it myself. It works great. The problem that I find with Kapton tape is that, I don't know, let me see if I can get it into this camera. You can see I've got a wrinkle in the tape there. Is that showing up? Mm-hmm. I've got a wrinkle in the tape, and if you don't get this stuff on just perfect, those wrinkles will show up in the bottom of your print. So, although it works well, it's very tedious to get it laid down perfectly smooth, okay? And you're gonna have a little overlap, and every time you see that little bit of overlap, that's gonna show up in your print as well, on the back side of your print. Whatever first layer that you have, it's gonna show up. Now, this other nasty juice that I have here, this is called ABS juice or ABS slurry, and you can make this stuff at home yourself. All it is you can see, it's just leftover ABS filament and just mixed with acetone. And you basically take a brush and you wipe it on. And once you wipe it onto your bed, start printing with ABS. This I would only make myself a slurry if I was printing a lot of ABS. I have on my Duplicator 6, I have a glass sheet on the heated bed there. And what I use, simple glue stick, and it works every time. I don't worry about my pieces coming off because they stick every time. And it's the same with any one of my printers. The D6, the reason I mention that is because I use that printer, the Wanhao D6, for printing ABS. And I have some stuff that I have to print in ABS. Many of you already know, if you've tuned in for long enough, you know that I'm starting a 1-to-1 scale build of R2-D2. Thanks to the files from Mr. Baddeley, and I will try and find those files for you if you're interested in them. But glue stick, this is my go-to adhesion. I have glass and I have glue stick, and that's it. On all my printers, it's glass and glue stick. I don't worry about PEI, I don't worry about any of the other stuff. Not to say that you shouldn't. I mean, if it works for you, great. But I like to take the cheap route. So that's pretty much. Does anybody have any questions about adhesion while I've got you here? No questions about adhesion so far. If you've got any questions about adhesion to your bed and how to get good adhesion, now's the time to ask me. Or, you know what, you can leave it in the comments down below as well, because I come back and check this a little bit later on. So let's get into thanking a few people. All the stuff that I showed you today came from our friends over at Spool3D, spool3d.ca. Print it right, print it with spool3d.ca. They've got everything that you need for your 3D printer needs, from printers to filaments to accessories and aftermarket parts. And today, till midnight tonight, if you need filament, now's the time to buy it, because it's 20% off all their filament. I wanted to throw that out there today. So go to spool3d.ca and pick yourself up some filament at 20% off. That's a pretty good deal. I also want to talk about Malix 3 Designs. He's having a Cyber Monday sale as well. Malix3design.com. And if you go over there, you can get 50% off any of the models that he has. He's the individual who designed Wonder Woman and Batman back there, and also designed the Catwoman model that I will be giving away once we reach 100 subscribers. And we're going to do that on a live stream, by the way. So when we hit 100, we're going to throw everybody's name into a hat and pull their name out of a hat. If you are looking to get yourself one of these, dun, 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 that's a first layer sticker for you. Just drop your a self-addressed stamped envelope in the mail to me, and then I will get one of these out to you as soon as I get your envelope. We'll pop one in there. We're also going to throw in the Spool 3D sticker for you as well, so you know where to get your supplies. And yeah, the first layer, unit number 230, 11929, 40th Street Southeast, Calgary, Alberta, T2Z 4M8. So you've got the link down below there somewhere. There we go. We got the link down below there. So just go ahead and self-addressed stamped envelope, and I'll get you out one of those stickers. We're running low on them, so get them while I still got them this year. And we are trying to get to that 100 mark. So if you haven't subscribed to us yet, then I would say to hit that button down, go and find us on YouTube, and help us brand the channel with the first layer so it's much easier for other people to find. And I actually respond to all your comments over there as well. I also respond to your comments here on Facebook. So if you have any questions, leave them underneath the video, and I'm happy to answer them for you. If I really like your question and I think it's going to be valuable to everybody in the community, I will take that question and I will bring it up in a Q&A session, which we are having on December 8th. We've got a Q&A session coming up then, and we are going to have quite a few people hopefully joining us on December 8th. So just a quick reminder, we have filament coming up on Wednesday. I'm going to talk about all different kinds of filament. And then on Friday, we are doing a live stream, and we're going to talk about those Christmas gifts that you can get for yourself or that person that is a 3D printing enthusiast. So,
I've got a question.
oh, we got a question. Where do we got, what's the question?
Slurry out of PLA.
No, you cannot make slurry out of PLA. Why didn't I get that question? That's weird. I didn't see that question come up. Anyway, who asked that?
Fred.
Fred. Fred, you cannot make slurry out of PLA, from my understanding. You can only make it out of ABS because ABS breaks down in acetone. I would be interested if you wanted to try it as an experiment. I've tried it myself, and I was not able to get it to break down and make any kind of slurry. But try it for yourself. Maybe you can get it to work. I don't know. But no, your best bet for putting PLA down on your bed is just using that glue stick again. I can't say this enough, that glue stick is probably the best way to go. To me, that I don't see the need in spending money on different adhesion types when glue stick and glass seem to work just fine for me. Now, that being said, I want to make one caveat. As I said, I use glass, but I have several of mine that have a piece of build tack on one side, and then it's just clear glass on the other. And the reason that I have that is because there are certain materials I like to print on this, and the reason for that is because it pops right off. And then I'll go back to the plain glass side for doing PLA. PETG sticks really nice to this. Again, it's all about the space between your nozzle and your heated bed and the surface of your heated bed. So bear that in mind. Are there any other questions that I'm missing? I don't know why I'm not seeing all the questions today.
Running really late right now.
But that's okay. We can go for a little longer today. We can go for a little longer today. So yeah, it's, again, like I said, I will use build tack from time to time. And on some of my printers, I have it on one side of the glass because I will print PETG on it. And then this side, I'll just print my PLA and use the glue stick. The one thing that you don't want to do when printing with PETG is you don't want to print PETG straight to glass. And I'll tell you the reason for that is because PETG, I don't know what it is about that particular material, but what it'll do is if you have nothing between it and the glass, like a glue stick or the build tack, it will take chunks of your glass as well when you're trying to get it off the build plate. And I've had it happen to me. I ruined a perfectly good $25 piece of borosilicate glass by taking some PETG parts off of it. It just simply took 3 chunks, big chunks, of glass right out of that surface. It didn't break the glass, it just took little craters of glass out with the PETG. And I learned very quickly, because a friend of mine kept saying to me, he says, why don't you put some glue stick on there or something? And I said, I don't need it. You know, it doesn't, I don't have any problem with it. And then lo and behold, as soon as he said that to me, I had that problem and I ruined a perfectly good piece of glass. So make sure that whatever material you're printing with, whether it be ABS, PLA, PETG, or any of the other filaments that are out there, you have something to adhere that filament to your bed. And that's probably the best way that I could put it. So I don't think we have any more questions. I see use soap and water on the bed to apply the Kapton. Ah, there you go. Chris Armstrong, who's a friend of the show, he's got a great suggestion here. He's saying, use soap and water on your bed to apply the Kapton and squeegee out all the air bubbles and the soap and water solution with a card. And you know, you can use your credit card or you can use some sort of squeegee. And that is a great tip. Chris, thank you for putting that in the Q&A there. So with that being said, we've been at this now for a little over a half an hour. I'll stay on for a couple more minutes if anybody has any questions. We'll definitely get there. I just want to remind you that the contest for the Catwoman is going to close when we hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. I want to point that out. And you can go, if you're not a subscriber yet, go and become a subscriber. It doesn't cost you anything. It's just like becoming a member of the group over on Facebook. It doesn't cost you anything. It's called the First Layer, and it's pretty simple. Just go over there and ask to join, and I usually approve people right away. And one of the things that's helping to bring our community together over there is that collectively we welcome all of the new members. And I've made a habit of that. Every time I see new members, I will always make a posting welcoming you to our community. And if you're new to 3D printing, it's a great community to get started in because there's a lot of knowledgeable people out there, such as Chris Garrett, Chris Armstrong, both very, very knowledgeable guys. And you know, they will definitely help you. Daniel Wright's also very good. So, you know, and I can answer your questions and a multitude of other people can as well. We've got a great community over there, so, or over here on Facebook. So if you are watching this on Facebook, welcome. And make sure that you go and become a member of our group. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button, get notified every time we put up a brand new episode. And when we're doing these live streams, and hit that notification bell. So with that being said, guys, thanks very much. It's Monday. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'm going to be back with you again on Wednesday, and we will talk about filament. all the different types of filament that are available to you. Okay, till then, have yourselves a great time.